Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz. Now, you might be wondering, we didn't really have any of that rain that some of us expected today, and that's all happening in northwest Arkansas. Our meteorologist Corrales Ortiz is with us. Corrales, we had a sunny day, a little sticky though.
Yeah, you definitely could feel that humidity in the air, and it was a little bit toasty. Matter of fact, we're still
a little bit. I think I can say that,
yes,
right? I think
we're pretty much, even at this moment right now, we're pretty close to the mid 80s, which is pretty warm. Probably one of the warmest days we've had so far this year, especially if you add on the humidity. Sitting at 84 degrees right now, we're seeing a mix of those sun and clouds as well, with a bit of a breeze out of the south. So it definitely felt like summer. But as I mentioned, you're probably wondering, where's the rain? It's in northwest Arkansas. Here's a look at live radar. Essentially, it's kind of been training over in the same areas for the past, I want to say 12 hours or so, since at least last night. Some areas even saw over 1 to 2 inches already. And we're still expecting more rain, especially in portions of northwest Arkansas. It's going to be heavy at times as that rain eventually expands across the rest of the state. So there is a medium risk for some of that excessive rainfall potential, which could lead for some flash flooding concerns, as rainfall rates could easily exceed 2 inches per hour, and it's very slow moving in nature. So it will be reaching us at least by midnight, and beyond that, we'll be seeing more of that rain overnight for us. But it's going to continue on even into your Monday. So I'll talk about what impacts we could see for that and what's in store for the rest of the week coming up.
And tonight we have new details about a police standoff in Faulkner County that we first told you about last night. Just before 6:30 p.m. yesterday, authorities acted on a warrant to arrest a murder suspect at the Queens Manor Apartments in Mayflower. After police forcibly entered the apartments, Damian Queen was arrested in connection to a Friday morning homicide. Officials say the victim, Roselle Tennant, was found dead from an apparent gunshot wound near Grassy Lake Road and Interstate Drive in Mayflower last week. Queen was taken into custody without incident, and he was later booked into the Faulkner County Jail. This is an ongoing investigation, so you can stick with us at THV 11 for the latest. Now, a lot of you are reading into this. Little Rock police have announced the name of the suspect in their investigation of a homicide that happened on F Street yesterday. That left one person dead and a second in critical condition. LRPD says they've arrested 46-year-old Corey Alexander in connection to the homicide of one of her parents. Alexander is now being held on charges of first-degree murder and first-degree battery in the case. This is also still an active investigation. And today begins the National Observance of Crime Victims' Rights Week. Here in Little Rock, the Central Arkansas chapter of Parents of Murdered Children hosted their first event of the week to honor crime victims and their loved ones. Families, lawmakers, and law enforcement gathered at the McMath Library on John Barrow today to discuss ways to best combat crime. As families of homicide victims told their stories, Little Rock Police Chief Keith Humphrey also spoke about the duties of the department to keep citizens safe. Legislators also spoke to advocate for more legislation focused on victim family support.
We have to make sure that we tie justice to this work around supporting families so that there can be justice and healing and accountability for the right people in the right time.
And we'll have more about the solutions that they discussed today and what events the group plans for later in the week tonight at 10. Overseas tonight, the Ukrainian military says Russian forces persist in their attacks on the nation's eastern industrial region. Nancy Chen reports from New York.
The brutal war on Ukraine enters its third month, with more Russian bombardments that are destroying cities and taking countless lives. Russian President Vladimir Putin's troops are focusing their attacks on the east while trying to complete the capture of Mariupol, a vital port in the south. After 60 days of war, most of the city is in ruins. Ukrainian troops refusing to surrender remain holed up with civilians in a massive steel mill.
Now we have heard that Russians begin to bombarding this enterprise, these shelters where our soldiers and civilians are saving from their bombs. So there are terrible atrocities, terrible war crimes on the Mariupol territory.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said he was set to meet in Kyiv, the capital, with Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Zelensky says Western arms are making a difference, but he wants more and in a hurry. In an Orthodox Easter Sunday video, he said good will win over evil and Ukraine will win inevitably. Ukrainians somberly marked the holiday in Mariupol and across the devastated country, including Bucha, where alleged Russian war atrocities have been uncovered. In her northern village, this grandmother says she spent the last month sheltering from Russian attacks with a dozen other people in her basement. Much of the house has been turned into rubble. But with faith and determination, she still baked Orthodox Easter cakes. Nancy Chen, CBS News.
And here in Arkansas, primary elections are 1 month away. That means candidates are fighting for Arkansans' votes. That's why the Arkansas Press Association hosted a day of debates last week so that voters can get an idea of candidates' platforms and their beliefs before they cast their ballots. THV 11's Mercedes McKay shares the details.
I think it's a good time to thank you for taking a short break from suing President Biden to join us this morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is fun.
Fun is what some may have been having on Thursday morning at Little Rock Union Station. The day of debate started off hot with Lieutenant Governor candidates voicing their platforms.
We cannot have growth and economic prosperity across the state if we don't have an educated and ready workforce.
Or maybe more than that, just voicing their opinions on one another.
I would respond to Dr. Bledsoe's attack by saying, sir, you're a second-generation politician.
No one in the state of Arkansas ever dialed 911 and asked for Jason Rapert. That's an absolute fact.
All 8 candidates came, including current Attorney General Leslie Rutledge, Senator Jason Rapert, and Surgeon General Greg Bledsoe. Candidates were questioned about how they'd handle certain situations like controlling the Senate or having to step in as governor. Then before lunch, all 4 Secretary of State candidates took the stage, including incumbent John Thurston and former Pulaski County Election Commissioner Josh Price.
I'm running to protect our right to vote because I saw some things in that position that I did not like.
Secretary of State candidates were asked about election rights, voting integrity, and the legal battle with redistricting lines recently approved.
There was a lot of work that went into drawing these maps. And, and when I hear the minority argument, it offends me at no end.
The Attorney General candidates were also asked about those same redistricting lines, as well as vaccine mandate and gender-affirming hormone laws. Only 2 out of the 4 candidates showed up on Thursday. One of those no-shows, Lieutenant Governor Tim Griffin. But he wasn't forgotten.
Our current administration has just been missing. We've just been missing. And it's kind of a metaphor that we got missing Griffin.
I hope that each of you all have learned something here today, that those who want to lead should show up.
The gubernatorial debate wrapped up the day. Half of the 12 governor candidates came to make their case, but that didn't include Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
And if you want to vote for any of these candidates, you can do that. You just have to be registered by April 25th. That's tomorrow. The May primary election will be held on Tuesday, May 24th. So that's exactly 1 month from today. If you need the full list of candidates, we've got you covered. You can find it on our website at thv11.com. And it was a gorgeous day today, so the farmers market at the Bernice Gardens was of course buzzing in its 2nd week of being open this spring. In addition to its regular offerings of smiles, food, and produce, today the market hosted a plant sale and a workshop with master naturalists. They were on hand to give advice about medicinal plants and to bolster support for the care of the ecosystem in Arkansas.
In the last 40 to 50 years, we've lost 3 billion birds, and we don't have room for more national parks. So Douglas Talony from the University of Delaware has suggested that instead we make our yards homegrown national parks.
And today, the gardens didn't disappoint. They were prepared for this. They had plenty of native and medicinal plants, herbs, and flowers, all available to support efforts to create those personal home natural parks. All right, still ahead, you have questions, we got answers. Our Verified team covers an important and controversial topic. Can the police require you to unlock your phone without a warrant? Stay with us for that answer.
Some parts of the state have been dealing with some rain for our Sunday, while some of us have been dodging some showers and seeing peaks of sunshine. But a lot more rain is in the forecast as we go into tonight. I'll be talking about that and the impacts we could see as we start off the work week just ahead.